Volfas Engelman Blanc Belgian style wheat ale.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. This is the Volfas Engelman Blanc. Now this is an interesting one because I saw this in the shop round the corner and I thought I was dreaming. And for some reason I got it in my head that I knew they did a wheat beer, a German style wheat beer, but I got it in my head they did a Belgian style wheat beer and I thought I was losing the plot. And I was in there the other day and I came across this one. This is the Blanc and it's a Belgian style wheat beer. Now this Belgian style wheat beer obviously has been influenced by the Belgian style, as they say. Common sense really, but there were a few alarm bells on the ingredients when I researched this stuff on the website. Now I'll get into that in the next section, and someone did say to me actually that the company, they use a lot of additives and malt extract, even not just hop extract but malt extract as well, which is a little bit worrying. Now I've tried a couple of beers from Volfas Engelman. If you look on the channel, their lagers ain't up to much at all. I really didn't think much of them at all, but they did a porter which was quite nice. And there was another one that they did which wasn't too bad, and for the life of me, this is what happens when you get old, you forget stuff. But there was another one that wasn't that bad. Oh, it was the wheat beer, of course, it was the German style wheat beer. Now this lot, I will say, are quite a big brewer. If you look on the website, they brew and they sell loads of products. They do soft drinks, they do mineral water, I think they do cider. They do something called kvass, K-V-A-S, don't know what that is. They do that, it looks like a soft drink, but I could be wrong on that one. And they do other things. One thing that did make me laugh, they have a novelty section, they call it a novelty section, and it's basically craft beer, their attempt at craft beer. And they had, was it a raspberry porter? And I thought, yep, that definitely sounds like a novelty beer. But we're not discussing them now, we are discussing this. As you know, this is Lithuanian, and I think these are one of the biggest brewers in Lithuania. They certainly do a lot of products, I will say that. And one thing I do like about them is they do a full pint in their cans. So when you buy a can, you get a full pint, none of this full 40ml bollocks. I also like the fact they put a gold foil cap over the tin just to keep it clean. Now that's a good thing in my opinion, especially if you drink beer out of a can. Personally, I don't do it anymore. I used to. I had no qualms about drinking beer out of a can, but I don't do it now unless in a dire emergency and there's no glasses available at all. But you shouldn't really be doing that because you really need to let the beer carbonate, let the carbonation escape a little bit, otherwise you just end up completely bloated and I don't think you get the full flavour of the beer. Now I'm just looking at this can as I'm talking to you. Very rude, I know, but they've got a map of Belgium. Well, is it a map? It's got Brussels, Antwerp, and it looks very old actually. And I saw Liège here somewhere as well. Where's that? Brussels, Antwerp, Namur. That's another region in Belgium. Oh, there it is, Les Liège, right over in the east, next to the German border. Yeah. Oh look, it's got Magnum hops in it. Wow, that's interesting considering this wheat beer, or a Belgian wheat beer, the hops are immaterial. Really doesn't make a difference. Now, let's get on to the next section because I want to discuss the ingredients. Right, before we do get onto the ingredients, it's 565ml can, it's a full pint, it's 5%, 568, not 565, I do apologise. And is it going to say the ingredients in English? Well, it says flavoured wheat beer. So again, that's an alarm bell. A wheat beer, yes, wheat beers do have types of flavouring in them, so especially Belgian wheat beer. But I'll just read out the ingredients: water, wheat malt, barley malt. Okay, so far. Sugar syrup and or fructose, glucose syrup, flavouring. What do you mean and or? Fucking tell us what's in it. Don't say and or. So it's, what is it? Glucose or fructose? Fructose, of course, is fruit syrup. Glucose syrup, well, you know what that is. So it's got either of them, but it doesn't say. That fucking annoys me, that does. Hops, beer yeast. Oh, they've mentioned yeast. Nobody mentions the yeast that goes into beer. It's just a given. I've noticed on the website they do an alcoholic-free version of this, and they call it alcohol-free isotonic. Don't fucking bullshit me. Beer is not isotonic. That's about it, really. That's all you're going to get. Let's get it home. Let's see what's going on. Right, I will come clean and say I haven't got high hopes for this, but I will give it my best and approach it with an open mind. Now, I don't think this cost much. I think it's about $1.80, so I'm not going to be too much down if it tastes like a bag ladies period. I'll put it into a pint glass. I'm not going to put it into a German wheat beer glass. What's on the nose? Well, I should let it settle a bit, shouldn't I? This glass ain't clean. I've gone back to the cheapo dishwasher tablets, and I'll tell you something, Persil do the best dishwasher tablets if you want a little tip. Oh, that smells strange. That is all I'm going to say. Well, it is nice and cloudy. It's quite cold. It's come out of the fridge. You're supposed to be drinking wheat beer cold. Oh, this is, yeah, this smells artificial. Normally, on Belgian wheat beers, good Belgian wheat beers, you get big flavours, lots of clove, lots of coriander, little touch of banana, not much, but a lot of spice. And I'm just getting, well, it just smells cheap and artificial. And it's trying to sort of mimic them styles, and it's coming across as quite perfumey. And I don't know what that is. It's trying to be clove, but it's just too sweet, and there's a touch of orange on there as well. Oh, I don't know about this at all. It doesn't smell unpleasant, but it doesn't smell like a Belgian wheat beer. That's what I'm getting. Anyway, let's get on to how it tastes. Bottoms up. Oh. No. Way too sweet. There's like an artificial clove. That's what they must have meant by flavourings. Flavoured wheat beer. Let me see if there's any yeast at the bottom of it. That may make a difference, but I'm being very, very fucking optimistic there. It sort of looks like a wheat beer, a Belgian wheat beer, but it just smells so cheap and artificial as well. It's like a pear flavour. That's what it is. It's like a sweet pear flavour that's dominating it. And I just think it's weird. I'd sort of psyched myself up for a Belgian style wheat ale. That is nothing like a Belgian style wheat ale. Even Hoegaarden, and you know, that's brewed by the great Satan, that's AB InBev, tastes better than this. They've completely lost their way trying to do this. It's like a sweet, fruity, malty, alcoholic beer. And it's not massively unpleasant, but you can just taste the artificialness of it. The sweetness that's on there is, it's not what I'd expect. There's no spice on there at all. There should be a lot of spice. There ain't none. No coriander. Something attempting to be a clove, and it ain't. It's failing miserably. And it just smells like fruit. It's more fruity than anything. And it's a cross between, it's definitely pear, maybe a little bit of peach on that as well. Probably that's the fructose that they've put in there, I don't know, but I'm debating whether to chuck it down a sink or not. It's annoying because I've set my mind, silly me, set my mind on this as being a Belgian wheat beer. I don't know why they bother with this. They got the German one reasonably, I wouldn't say massively, but reasonably close. But this is way off. There's just too much sugar in there. Nah, this ain't happening. This is a sink job. So what's the verdict on Volfas Engelman Blanc? Well, blank by name, blank by nature. I should really give this a 0 out of 10 because it's completely mislabelled. It's not a Belgian style wheat ale. It's a very poor attempt at one. They've just loaded it up with sugar and they've just made it far too sweet. There's hardly any spice on it at all. It's more fruity than anything else, where yes, you do get orange rind or orange zest in certain Belgian wheat beers, but you get a lot more spice. You get your coriander, you get your white pepper, you get your clove in there as well, and that really does define the style of the beer. That is just, it's a sugar fest with fruit thrown in, something attempting to taste like clove, and to be honest, I am not impressed, and I think I'm going to put that to bed in the sink, and I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10 because it's basically dog shit. If you like sweet beer, put it this way, if you like Belgian wheat beer, don't buy this because this is nothing of the sort, and I will not be buying this again. I will not be recommending it to anyone. I'll say this and I'll go into me rants and whatnot about craft brewers and all that, but these ain't even a craft brewer, they're a macro brewer, and they've just missed the point completely. I don't know why they bothered to do this. They should rename it something else, like a fruity, do you know, if they called that an IPA, it'd be a little bit of a strange IPA, but even a white IPA, I would have sort of got it. But there's just too much sugar. They've just fucking drowned it in that, was it fructose and or glucose? That's a fucking alarm bell. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to work out a beer is bad, or the alarm bells ring by tasting it. There's certain indicators, and I'm going to cut this dead here because I'm giving it far more time than it fucking deserves. That's dog shit. That's going down the sink. I'm going to review a Bavarian Helles that I've got in there next to try and get the taste of this fucking dog shit out of my mouth. 1 out of 10, not recommended. Remember, I'm drinking this shit so you don't have to.